Hello, my name is Philip Totaro. I'm the founder and CEO of market research firm IntelStor. Welcome to your weekly dose of truth to power. Truth to Power examines data driven insights for the energy sector with a focus on renewables. On this week's episode, we're looking at feed in tariffs, public finance, and capital efficiency of renewable energy in the Americas region from the IntelStor Future of Renewables report. Feed-in tariffs in the Americas have typically been lower than the rest of the world, and this has mainly been due to two different factors. First, the U.S. does use tax credits and other subsidies to improve the price of a power offtake agreement within the region, but power prices on average are significantly lower. So the overall feed-in tariff, which combines the subsidy and the power purchase contract price, can be necessarily lower than it would be in Europe or Asia Pacific. Other countries within the region are also conducting US dollar denominated power offtake auctions. So, as the US market goes and the US dollar goes, so goes some of the rest of the Americas region. The Americas also sees lower than average feed in tariff values because of the available renewable energy resource as well as maintenance practices, which can allow the technology to achieve a higher than average capacity factor in the Americas region versus other regions of the world. That translates into a feed in tariff which corresponds to that net capacity factor. Specifically, a high feed in tariff price makes up for a low capacity factor and vice versa. Much like the rest of the world, hydropower has dominated the amount of public finance that has been provided to renewable energy. That funding tapered off by 2014 in lieu of support for onshore wind, as well as more recently, solid biofuels. The annual dispersal of public funds is lower than other global regions since 2018, at between $3.2 billion and $5.3 billion a year. In the most recently reported year, solid biofuels led with 49.7% of the $3.8 billion allocation, with hydropower seeing 36.2%. Onshore wind made up 6.9%, and solar PV at 5%, making up kind of the bulk of the rest. This is following a theme that we're going to get to when we talk about solid biofuels, where they've been seeing a significant uptick in public finance allocation in the past 5 to 7 years. In the meantime, in the Americas, total investment in the region totals $117.5 billion in the past 25 years, with hydropower taking the bulk of that money at more than $63 billion, or just over 53.7%. Wind energy received 19.8% of that total, and it's supported a substantial amount of ramp up in the Central and South American markets. Solid biofuels are now catching up to wind with more than 19.7 billion, or about 16.8% of the total public finance in the Americas region. However, as we'll see in a moment, the deployment of solid biofuels has not been commensurate with that level of public finance commitment. Geothermal is also very noteworthy, having received just over 3% of the total public funding allocation, and the technology is poised to see some additional capacity additions in the next 5 years as a result. Technologies that have received a significant amount of public finance, like hydropower and solid biofuels, are actually towards the bottom of the list when it comes to capital efficiency. Keep in mind that capital efficiency is a measurement of the percentage of public finance versus private finance that's used per megawatt to get capacity installed and operational. Despite hydropower being such a prominent legacy technology, a lot of public funding allocated today goes to the refurbishment and repowering of existing facilities, some of which may have been built more than 50 years ago. At $221,000 per installed megawatt, it would seem that hydropower has not managed to keep pace with solar PV and onshore wind when it comes to public finance allocation. Meanwhile, solid biofuels have now received an average of $596,000 per installed megawatt, but it has yet to result in significant capacity growth in the Americas region. This is actually concerning to see so much public funding going towards a technology that's not necessarily early stage, but still requires significant support in order to demonstrate the positive payback for the public with capacity additions and scale up. We expect that this may change with more transparency and some increased accountability. We've certainly made note of the fact that solid biofuels has gotten a significant amount of public finance allocation in the past few years. Recall that amongst all the global regions, the Americas in general averaged $116,000 per installed megawatt across all renewable energy technologies, while Europe was at $86,000 per megawatt and Asia Pacific was at $28,000 per megawatt. This would indicate that the same type of renewable energy technology deployment in the Americas region requires a bigger transition away from public finance towards private capital. Thank you for joining me this week. I'm Philip Totaro, and this has been your weekly dose of truth to power. We'll have more to come from this IntelStor exclusive report, The Future of Renewables, next time on Truth to Power, including a look at the generation and market share for renewable energy in the Asia Pacific region. In the meantime, you can follow us on IntelStor's YouTube channel as well as your favorite audio platforms. And visit www.intelstor.com to join more than 250,000 subscribers to our renewable energy data solutions. We're adding subscribers faster than ever, so don't miss out. Register today. A full analysis of the global renewable energy market is available to online subscribers of this new exclusive IntelStor report, The Future of Renewables. And tickets are on sale now for the next Wind Summit event in Houston, Texas on the 3rd and 4th of November 2026. Visit www.windsummit.org and join hundreds of your industry colleagues to discuss all the latest trends in O&M. We've got speakers and panelists lined up from companies like NextEra, EDPR, EDF, Pattern Energy, ExxonMobil, WEG, and more. So don't miss out. Register today. We hope to see you there.